Yo, we're running a little late. Xander said he is on the way. Oh my gosh. My light is so bright in my face. Horrible idea. Let's turn that back off. All right. If you can hear me, put a 1 in chat. We're going to give everybody kind of a moment to get here. We're also going to, literally give Xander a moment. He is running a little behind, so let's give him a little bit of time to join us. And then we'll get to rolling and rocking and rolling. So go ahead, if you haven't had a chance to, go ahead and check out a little bit of that episode 3, Riyadh Hussein. I am going to try to bring that shit up. In fact, while we're waiting, let me see if I can figure out how to bring this up. So give me one moment, and let's see if we can literally check this out. Oh, Xander's here, so we're going to let him get in here while we're doing that. Let me see if I can actually figure out how to bring up episode 3. That way we can watch a little bit together. Yo, what up, Chris Hansen? Nah. Make sure you smash that like button. Oh, yeah, appreciate it. Xander needs a moment, like old paper fan moment. Yeah, Xander's running a little bit late. I'll let him explain himself when he gets here. I'm not real sure if he... not real sure. He's setting it up now.
Hi there.
Here he is. So let's go ahead and bring him up here real quickly. I don't have OBS set up perfectly, everybody. He wasn't answering my calls, so I was pretty sure I was going to be running this a little solo with you guys, and that's why I decided not to make this a members only stream tonight, because I thought it was just going to be me and all of you. So I'm going to keep it that way.
Oh, so lonely.
Oh, so lonely. Can you guys hear Xander? Do I have the settings right? Let me know. Wait, so y'all are confronting today? No, we'll actually, I'll tell you what, if you're in the live tonight, we will tell you why we haven't had a live catch in about a week and a half, and give you a little bit of that inside information. Xander, go ahead and say hey to the people. Let's hear if you're in here.
Hi there, people. Can I be heard? My lonely late shame.
I might not have... He has an echo. Okay, well, I don't hear it, but that might be because it's coming through my microphone. I don't have headphones for this computer. Give me a minute, I guess. Hold on, let me do this. Boop. I agree with you. I agree. I didn't mean to shave my goatee. Don't judge me. Where are my friggin' headphones? I have no snare in my headphones, Xander. I don't even know if he can hear me. Xander, can you hear me? I think he's frozen. All right, hold up. Hold up. These are literally the worst headphones in the world. But I'll see if they work. Xander's frozen right now, guys. Like, as you can see, like, he's frozen.
I'm back.
Okay. So, my headphones, Xander. You're watching the stream. Okay. Somebody said grow the beard back. I agree 100%. I absolutely... Will you please mute the stream?
Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I can. Actually, I don't know if they can, but I definitely can.
Weird.
Let me get a 1 in chat if you can hear Xander with an X, not to be confused with Xander with a Z. People are saying this is better. So I guess since I'm running it, having headphones makes a difference.
Oh, yeah, because it was coming through your actual yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let Xander introduce this episode. I'm going to let him take the reins this time. And then we're going to deep dive into episode 3. And then we're going to talk about why we haven't had a live catch a little bit. We're going to give you a little bit of an inside look into what's happening. So, Xander, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Conversation with Chris, where we deep dive into the mind of the predator Ryan. I forget his last name at the time. Was it Haas?
Haas.
Haas, that was it, Haas.
Yeah.
A wonderful little baby man who came to meet, I believe, a
Mm.
14-year-old girl at the ripe old age of 37, if I'm not mistaken.
He told us
So-
27.
Oh, but that was an absolute lie. We noticed a few more trends in this one, and we also noticed a few new things to MDF that Chris and all of us definitely appreciate. Join us along the ride.
Ooh. You know what? That was not a bad intro. I'm kind of did you pre-write that?
No, absolutely not. I was off the top of my head.
Okay, so there was some good to that. There was some really good with that. I'm happy to hear you. So let's drop the first background information, the first bombshell. 27, he tells us. He tells us he's 26.
Mm-hmm.
I say, no, you're not. To his face, no, you're not. He goes, oh, you're right. I'm 27. But he's actually, does anybody remember how old Ryan Haas actually is? Because I pulled it up today just to make sure I wasn't tripping balls. How old was Ryan Haas? About to say Ryan Hussein. That's his real name, Riyadh Hussein. Does anybody remember how old he actually ended up being? If not, I'm going to pull it up for you guys while we're sitting here being pretty, if it'll let me. Yeah. Does anybody remember? Take a guess. He said he was 26, then said he was 27. How old is he? Do you remember?
I mean, I don't remember. I remember it was at least in his 30s. I don't remember how old.
Oops. Oops. 45.
45. Okay.
45 years old. It's right there on the screen. I didn't prepare that properly. 45. He told us he was 26, and I told him to his face he's a fucking liar. Yeah, he was 45 years old and divorced, living in a van down by the river. What a fucking creep. So let's go into episode 3. Take it away, Xander.
All right. So, unfortunately, my preparation for this episode is rather lackluster, but I have some questions.
Okay, good, because I rewatched the episode today because I did my due diligence.
Yes. I threw a few together. Might have been the reason I was late. Anyway. So in this catch where we find Ryan, our third ever catch, this is the first time you asked the predator to buy something specific for the decoy. And I just wanted to dive into that. What was your thought process at the time? Because this has now become a staple. Almost every single time you ask the predator specifically for something very specific that an adult probably wouldn't have.
Interesting. Are you sure I didn't ask DJ Roger to buy her a frappuccino or a latte or something?
Yeah, you asked DJ Roger to buy a a frappuccino or something, but that's something perfectly normal. You asked for a kid's cuisine.
Oh yeah.
And after this, you later go on to ask for other predators to buy like yoo-hoos and stuff like that, like kid stuff.
That's exactly right. So in my head, I went, okay, if I say get me a kid cuisine, how are you going to be able to argue that you thought this person was older? Because what adult person, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's adults out there who are like, you know what, let me bang on a kid's cuisine with my shitty brownie. I'm sure that exists with the shit corn. I'm sure they're out there, man. There's adults that eat Lunchables. They're weird enough. So when you take the Lunchable out of the equation and go with the kids' cuisine, it literally says kids' cuisine. So to me, it was like the funniest thing I could pick at the time to say, hey, I'm a child. And so that's where that came from. And then it evolved from there to be something specific every time. So that person cannot say, that ain't me. Oh, well, then why do you have exactly what I asked for? Examples, Josh Robertson with Yoo-Hoo. Examples are live catch from the week and a half ago, the Arizona green tea. Multiple times, they've gotten exactly what we asked for. Oh, shit, number 9, Taj with the smoothie. Right?
Yeah.
So it's become a thing that works, and it helps strengthen my case against them to their face. How can you lie to me and say you're not these things when here's the thing I asked for? Kids' cuisine just happened to be a good choice because we were going to be going back to my house, so it just made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kids' cuisine. For those that think young, That was a Pepsi. I think that was a Pepsi slogan at some point. For those who
It's-
think young.
It
I
sounds
think-
familiar. I don't
I think it
remember
was.
who it
I
was.
think it was.
But yeah, so that one was interesting. I don't think he never even tried to get it.
No, he didn't. He
Nope.
turns around, takes his jacket off, and starts bouncing.
Yeah.
Weird.
On that, in this one, this was the first one where we realized something was going wrong relatively quickly. Because after Riyadh or Ryan came in, scanned the aisles, you and I and everybody else had a pretty good game plan of how we were going to catch him. But he scanned the aisles and tried to book it, even tried to change his appearance.
Yeah.
So talk about that and what was going through your head at that time.
Yeah, that's a great question. You were there, and people that watched the episode know I drew a diagram for you guys to understand what our plan was. Xander on one end of the aisle, me on the other, following him down and sandwiching him in the frozen section. Our goal was to, catch him at the frozen section, where he was going to be grabbing that kid cuisine. I'm following behind him with Jen, with actually Jin. So this Jin in episode 3 is not the same
Ginger.
as Ginger. They are two different women, completely different people, who happen to have very similar names. Jin, this is the only episode she's in, episode 3. Me and her are pretending to be like a married couple in the produce section. We see him, and so we start pushing the cart behind him. And we're watching him 5-6 aisles. He's kind of looking all hastily. And then he turns around and pulls that jacket off. And I knew instantly. I was like, oh, he's jetting. He's jetting. So my first thought was get in the fucking way.
Call his man Lee. He's jetting.
It's just, come on. You had earned some good points with your intro tonight. And you back down a little bit. You lost.
I earned them so I can spend them on those.
Well,
like
if
a currency system.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's a currency, I'm current. See, okay. So I decide I'm physically just going to get in his way. This is before I understand and know about kidnapping laws of stopping somebody's mode of travel, right? So I just said fuck it and was like, we're fucking getting in front of him. Just follow. I told her to stay on my ass. Just follow me. We got this. And that's what happened. And so I pulled my cart literally in front of him, physically in front of him, so he could not move. Because fuck that guy.
And this was born one of our better TikToks, but we'll talk about that in a second.
The one that got me banned.
The one that got you banned.
My actual personal account got banned with this video. Yes.
Yep.
I had 70,000 followers on my second TikTok account, and I got banned for this video after it hit 2 million. So yeah. Yeah, that happened. Go ahead.
So also in this catch, this was third catch in, and something else new happened. This was the first catch that had more than just you and I on scene.
Yeah.
For this one, our team essentially on scene had doubled. It went from you and me to 4 people, including Jen and
Rob.
I almost called him Ryan. I was like, nope, that's Predator. And then so we had a lot more to plan in this one. So this also became the first one where like we had a game plan. Like, hey, he's coming in, pincer maneuver. Here's what we're gonna do. How'd that make you feel to have this little thing that was just you and I just creating something, just all of a sudden turn into like a full team?
Well, I addressed this in the video. We had just released the first episode. So people knew we're out here doing this now. And so we were hit up quite a bit. I don't know about you, but I was messaged a lot. And, Rob was one of the guys that messaged me. He's a Marine. And I thought, shit, if I'm going to have somebody else come back us in case Xander has to run, he's the guy. So, and then, of course, Jen being a coworker, she was involved in some of the chatting and was like, I think I want to be there for this. And so it all kind of came together. It was awesome. It was the first time where it was like, okay, we can actually do an operation, plan it out, get there early enough, and really have a good game plan that really pre-solves any problem we could run into for the most part. So the plan was Rob's going to stand outside because he smokes. He's just going to wait till he sees the guy come in and go get his license plate so we don't have to worry about it. We already got it. Done.
Which is something we use a lot now too, where somebody stands guard and looks at the license plate.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if I have a license plate, I have a real person. And next week, you're going to find out how the fruits of those labors, even 6 months later, will pay off. And so That's why we get the license plate. It says like this person or somebody associated with this person was this person, and the trail follows from there. Anyway, and so then we were all standing over in the frozen section for a while. We actually got there about an hour early, and really got to plan it out, look at it, we got to visually see what was going to look like before we ever did the catch, even though we already knew he was on the way. And so that all was really awesome. And it's grown from there. Sometimes it was just me and you.
Yep.
Sometimes we've had big operations, even bigger operations than we've had, and the team has become a staple of growth now, starting really with episode 12, where we now actually have a team with us of more than just you and I. It was sporadic. For example, we had a team with Riyadh, but 4 was just me and you. 5, just me and you. 6, just me and you, until we were joined by the Proud Boys and a bunch of teenagers. 7 was a huge team. 8, me and you. 9, me and you. 10, 9, we had a guest with us. 10, me and you. 11, me and you. Then 12. That's when Jen joins. And from there, we have yet to be a small team ever again. And in fact, I believe it's episode 13 is the last time I physically held a camera.
Yeah.
And then you stopped holding cameras,
Yep.
except for situations where like you needed to hold the live for this, that, and the fourth. And so we've really been able to start doing that. And there's more of that coming. There's a lot of expansion happening with season 2 that these people have no idea about, and other projects. And so this was kind of the catalyst episode when all that kind of started. Say it was really important.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's see. So another thing that this was, now this is kind of big. So this is also the first call, because we had Jen with us during this while we were waiting for Ryan to come to the store. This was the first time that we had a female with us. So you decided, like mid waiting for him, you know what? Why not just call him? Let's just call him.
Fuck it.
So you and Jen pulling her voice up, sound a lot younger, do the very first MDF decoy call in the video.
Yeah.
Wasn't even planned. Just you said, screw it, why not?
Why not?
And so tell me about that, like what led to that and like how you felt about that, because we didn't do that again for a while, but now it's become kind of a staple because we have a regular female that helps with decoys and all that stuff.
Yeah, before I answer this question, somebody in chat, Alexa, said, do you plan to answer questions? Yes. Put your questions in the chat. We'll look at them at the end and we will answer questions. Not all of them, but we will answer some. So they're there. I can see the chat. Xander tells me when he sets up the live, he can't see the chat. I don't know why, because I have it pulled up. So
it's because you didn't make it members only. On Streamlabs, it stopped showing it if it's members only.
Oh, oops. Okay. Well, then I guess we'll go back to it next week. Okay. So we're sitting there, and really what had happened was, I started to think he was getting cold feet. He was seeming a little offish, and so I thought in my head, shit, it's so loud in this Walmart that if I get her on the phone, he's not going to know the fucking difference. I mean, hell, we could barely hear his ass. Yeah. And so I figured, fuck it. This proves that she's there, because she'll hear the Walmart. He'll hear the stuff in the background. Nothing is stronger than that. Mm-hmm. And so I just, let's just go. Let's just go. You know what I mean? A lot of the times I have an idea. I just do it. It's the same thing in the philosophy I have in life, and you've heard me say this before, ask for forgiveness, not permission. It's the same thing, right? Let's make the move, because the longer you sit and think about something, the less likely you are to do that thing, which is why once we see a predator, I don't think about how I'm going to approach him. I just do it, because the longer I sit and think about it, the more likely I am to have approach anxiety or whatever. And so I just fucking push through it and go. That's all you can do,
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that went, man. I wasn't planning on having her call him at all. In fact, if you remember, it took us 5 minutes to get to work because I didn't know how to have Google Voice like set up to do it.
Yeah.
So it took us a few minutes. But now, it's become something we try to do more often, especially to give that sense of comfort to the predator. And I know that's such a oxymoron, but the sense of comfort is just to secure the catch.
Real fast, welcome to the MDF freshman, Tristan.
Tristan, what up, bud? Welcome to membership. Thank you.
But yeah, that like because something interesting that we didn't even know at that time, in my opinion, was the fact that like the whole decoying and decoy calling in the predator catching sphere
Right.
is such a big thing that sometimes that's YouTube channels all on its own.
Yeah,
Those
we had
calls
no
and
idea.
everything.
Yeah.
Had no idea about any of this
Yeah.
stuff. And it was just interesting to see that like sure that feels like a natural progression, but it would just went the exact same way with us very quickly
Yeah.
once we were like really deep into it. To the point where people actually started asking like in guild, well at the time Discord, but in Guilded and everything, like do you guys ever do predator like decoy calls? Do you record them, that kind
Was
of
it
thing?
really that early in it? Because I feel like we didn't start the Discord till PNN reached out, and that wasn't until like farther.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying like they were asking once we were in there.
Oh, okay.
They were asking us about that stuff. And so and I think we already made the Discord. I just went.
We might have done a Discord off the jump, but we weren't.
We hadn't done much with it.
We haven't been
Yeah.
PNN yet. No.
Yeah, and we didn't find out about the whole extra scene until then. But I thought it was interesting that
Right.
so early before that we had already made that jump and was doing that stuff. But yeah, and it's super helpful to have have a confident female who can do that.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, we were really doing it. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember if I had Olivia talk to. Definitely not Diego. Definitely not Roger. So yeah,
No.
this might have been the first time. Yeah, Ryan might
Yeah.
have been the absolute first time.
And it was on scene.
And it was on scene. Yeah, that was the first. Damn, I didn't think about that. Well, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
She's part of the MDF history. Even
MDF
if she doesn't want to
history.
be involved. You're part of it.
You're part of it now.
Sorry. It's going to show up on a resume somewhere.
Yep, one day they're like, wait a minute, I know. Anyway, so another thing that happened in this episode, and this happened a little bit earlier on, where you mentioned as we see him walk in, where we had seen pictures of him, but none of them had a good perspective.
Yeah.
This was the first time, or well, not the first time, but we started to notice this trend. He was a little baby man. He was
tiny.
He was really small, which we've seen, like not all of them have been, but we started to notice that pattern and everything. It's become quite a trend, and it definitely helped in the origin of the little baby man. But like, so what do you think about that? How like does that play into it somehow, or the fact that a lot of them are so small in stature?
Well, I mean, we could make that argument, but then you've got a guy like Gilroyd, who's massive.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't necessarily think that height is a direct correlation. I will say this: the only reason we were even concerned about him being larger than the average bear was because that's how it sounded to Jin. Jin was the one who was like, "I think he's really big and scary. We should have more people," and she ended up being everything the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of our Preds have been on the shorter side. That is true. I don't know if there's a correlation between the small man syndrome and this, except the idea of needing to control. So maybe Napoleonistic ideology may also be somehow connected to a predilection to be okay with predatoring, because you don't have any real semblance of dominance over men or women your own age, and because of that, it's possible. But then again, Gilroy was gay, so he doesn't really fall into the line if we look at heterosexuals. I mean, John was much smaller than I thought he was going to be. And so I guess we could make an argument. We could make the argument. I just don't know if the exceptions to the rule, I don't know what they are as far as that. But I think you can make that argument, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, because as you know, like one of the goals of the show is to get into their head, find out why they think this is okay.
Yeah.
Everything like that. I'm not saying that, oh man, if you're short, you're gonna like children. No. Mainly what I think is I think it's simply an ingredient to a complicated and disgusting soup. But
you had to say soup.
Predator soup.
You couldn't say like a predator pie or something else.
They don't get to be a pie.
Luckily,
they're a soup.
Luckily, I don't even like soup, so that's fine.
Exactly. No one likes soup.
Yeah. Well, until your 40s.
But my wife would be like, "Hey, I like soup." Don't you shrug at me. But that's just one of the things that I've noticed is there are definitely exceptions to the rule, or not rule, but exceptions to that, and plenty of them. But I would say the majority fall similar to that. And from my note, and from what I've noticed, it seems like, again, there are exceptions, but the vast majority of the ones that do fit that little narrative there are what I would classify, as I've said many times, there are opportunistic predators and there are habitual predators. I feel like all of those fall into the opportunistic predator category.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely think there's some merit to what you say about them inferiority complex or Napoleon syndrome, anything like that, leading to them thinking this is okay, just because of the life that they've had.
Yeah, but I have to start saying I don't know how much I agree with this opportunistic thing in these situations, and let me tell you why. The fact that a lot of the predators that we've caught or have not caught yet have talked to multiple decoys of mine, which tells me they have a predilection to message people that err on the younger side in visuals and are clearly stating their age on their profile of 18. So, for example, I'm 34. On a dating site, I have a minimum and I have a maximum. And a minimum ain't 18 for me. You see what I'm saying? So, like, somebody who's okay with messaging an 18-year-old, even as a fit 45-year-old, is still weird. It's not illegal, but it's still weird. It tells me that people like that have a predilection to somebody who's far younger for just more than the illegal side of it, but for the control part in general. When I see somebody in their 40s or 50s dating somebody in their early 20s or late teens, legally dating, I feel a little strange about it because of the vast maturity level difference. There is a semblance of like control and domination and power that comes from age, so while it's not illegal, it's still weird. And it still tells me this person has a not preordinance, but definitely a preference to people that are younger. Even if it's 18, it's still weird.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, I told you I felt weird talking to a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
It's not illegal, but I felt weird about it.
Maybe it's a case of like a power dominance fantasy thing that they've got that walks a line that's easy to cross, and they're not looking at the line.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not paying nearly enough attention.
You're probably right on that one. But I'm just saying, when I've got a predator who's talked to multiple underage decoys of mine, most of them have braces. That tells me that there is a preference and a search for someone who's younger, and that doesn't necessarily make them opportunistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can agree with that.
31 is too old, Sylvia. No, I'm just kidding.
He's got his demographic is 25 to 27. That's it.
I'm just kidding. But I did post on Facebook today. I was watching Elon Musk in an interview, and he said that in the past 50 years, we have now begun a population implosion.
I heard about this.
Yeah, and the stats back that up. And I wrote on my status like, so who wants to help me in trying to save humanity?
Boy, is he trying. Boy, is he trying.
Yeah, he is too. But I'm just saying, like, that was my post, was like, who wants to help me save humanity? I think that's a better pickup line than, are you from Tennessee because you're the only 10 I see? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just, I'm just saying, it's a pretty good pickup line. Yo, let's save humanity together.
Let's save humanity together.
We're fucking heroes, dude. Okay, you can continue on now. I'm done.
So another thing, something that happens, then this is just a trend in this video. We don't run into this too often, but this spurred the TikTok that got you banned. Where Ryan...
For bullying.
Yeah, for bullying. Ryan in this one laughed.
Yeah.
While we were going through some stuff, which I can understand the nervous, like if you're nervous, some people's nervous reaction is to laugh.
Yeah.
But it was real creepy.
Yeah.
And he did it multiple times. I don't even know if you actually did. I know you talked about it at one point. I don't remember. You talked about putting a laugh counter in that one for how many times he laughed. It was frequent. Like, he laughed at a lot of the stuff you're talking about, to the point where you're like, it's not funny. Stop laughing.
Well, yeah. So the part that went viral is we're standing there at the edge inside Walmart still. So it's very early. And what got cut from the cut of the video was I had brought out candles that were the numbers 14. So I had the 1 and the 4 for birthday candles. And it was showing him like, this is the age that you're into or whatever. I can't remember the joke. It was funny. And then so I'm talking about how he talks about showing up naked after he says he said nothing inappropriate. And he starts laughing. And that's what I'm just like, I went from 0 to 60, dude. That's the first time I got really angry. For like this brief second, you saw me just be like, the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I went a little nutty. And then went viral. Like, it isn't funny, is it? It isn't funny, is it? That's literally the whole video. But it went viral. And had 2 million some odd views, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I got banned for bullying.
Yeah.
MDF is on, like right now we have an account warning for bullying. And I'm just like, I can't believe that we're having a discussion on bullying child predators. Like, fuck you. Yeah, I bully the bully. A child predator is bullying children sexually and in every other way, so fuck them.
I really worry sometimes about like the TikTok algorithm. Like I don't know if either their mods are degenerates or if there are none and it's all automated.
Dude, I think it's automated.
Yeah.
I think you can just report a video and it just gets taken down because half of our videos get silenced for the first day. Then I fucking submit reviews and they get overturned because obviously.
Yeah.
Because obviously. So. Anyway. Yes. So that video went super viral and he laughed. Oh, shit. Oh, it's your account that we paid for.
Yep.
All right, fucking create a new one and call me and I'll bring it up again.
Okay.
All right, he's going to be right back. Hold on. Oh, oops. Oh, nope, you're not allowed to see that. Okay, give us one moment. He's going to call me back. I forgot that we paid for it under his Zoom, not mine. So give me 1 second. Now I feel pretty stupid. Let me address the I'm 20 years old guy, but I look super young. So on dating apps, I get creepy guys who seem disappointed in me being an adult. Disappointed in you being adult? That is fucking disgusting. They're disappointed in you being a fucking adult. Weird. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Let's get her done. And we're back. Look how quick that was. Good recovery. Wow.
We need some like technical difficulty music, so we just throw that
why
out there.
did I don't remember why I paid for it on your Zoom and not the Minor Defense Force, but it is what it is.
I think it's because we were like pressed for time and
We
like trying
were.
to get the first one up and running, and you're like, ah, crap, here
pay for
card,
it.
do
Yeah,
it.
that's true. Okay. Wow. Okay, well we've recovered. We're back. We're good. Chris really had fun catching Ryan Haas. Can't believe he fell for being a Walmart worker. Yeah, so Rob, the guy who joined us on the team, is actually in chat right now. He just said something. We didn't get to that part yet. We didn't cover what happened while we were inside waiting for Ryan. Rob's outside smoking a cigarette in construction crew gear. Do you remember what happened?
Oh yeah. Basically, what happened is Rob went out there just to keep an eye on him, and Ryan pulled up. Rob clocked that this guy was driving weird. He's like, this might be our guy, but he didn't expect the fact that he would park, walk up to Rob because he's wearing reflective gear, looks like a Walmart employee, and ask him what time the store closes. It's kind of hard to get better visual, like you said in the video, it's hard to get better visual confirmation than the man standing in front of you talking to you.
Yeah.
And so then when he went inside, he's like, all right, I'll just go get that plate real fast.
Yeah, well, let me go get my plate. And in the video, I cut his video of him running up to the car out of the cut. But he's running up to it because it was like instant. He never videotaped Ryan walking up to him or I would have included it. But he didn't know. He's outside smoking. He wasn't expecting it. And it just happened right in front of him. He's like, oh shit, this is the guy. So he didn't burn it for us. He kept it cool, got the plate, did the job. That's what matters. We still got our guy. So fucking props to Rob with that fucking mustache. This is not I didn't do this tonight on purpose to cosplay. Although I could be accused of that. The timing is weird, but no.
The Rob play.
Yeah. Oh god, that was fun. God almighty, dude, that was back in like February, early March. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you forget how long. Like it really feels like it's still new. Like like it's weird. Like we'll be having conversations about like the future and like what's being worked on right now, and like conversations about like you and I were having a conversation recently about like some stuff going on with the new project and everything. And it's like weird to think back and be like, it wasn't too long ago we were just two guys with phones screaming at a child predator. Just
yelling. That's right.
Yep.
That's right, man. It's been absolutely crazy. We've literally been at this since February, so just over 6 months. Actually, not even 6 months yet. 6 months will be the 24th is our first catch. So I believe that's 6 months from February would be
Mhm.
the 24th of this month. So 6 months. And we're almost at 7,000 subscribers. We've caught technically 25 because there's an unaired episode. If you remember, you can watch that live catch. Plus the 2 others.
Mhm.
And it's just crazy to think. I mean, we could have caught a lot more, but we've been slow playing a lot. And there's reasons. So Rob actually asked the question. We're going to get to that at the end of the episode, Rob, I promise. You're going to like that. Okay. What else you got about the episode?
I got 2 more main things. One thing, I wonder how it made you feel. This was actually, again, another first. Going through the first 2 episodes, we're gonna hit a lot of these. Another first was, this is the first one where we were inside the establishment and asked to leave. The first one we left over, we brought the Predator with us of our own accord.
Yep.
Second one, we met him outside. Nobody
Yep.
said anything. But in this one, we were doing, like, the catch took place at the registers, at the self-checkout.
Yeah.
And we were actually there for solid maybe 10 minutes before an employee was like, guys, what's going on here?
Nah.
Nah.
Nah. That's exactly what she said.
Yeah.
It's like that's an actual quote in the actual voice inflection. That's
Quotation mark. Nah. Quotation
nah,
mark.
nah. Sounded just like that. Anyway, well, that's because our plan was to catch him at the frozen section.
Mhm.
He messed the plan up by being a bitch. And so we got asked to leave, and it was very easy for me, man. I've said this again before. This is, I think, the first time I ever really said it on video. And I'll say it again. If you ask us to leave, we'll leave as long as the Predator's coming with us.
Yeah.
If you don't kick the Predator out too, I ain't leaving. They found that out the good way at fucking Waffle House in episode 6. We ain't playing.
Yep.
We stood our fucking ground. You can call the cops. It's cool. Because at the end of the day, the Predator doesn't want the cops there, but I'm totally okay with the cops being there.
Yep.
So please call them. Thank you. You made my job easier. You know what I mean? J. Bo Tabasco, we will answer that question even though it got redacted. Don't you worry. We're going to explain all of that here soon.
But yeah, so was that all your thoughts on us being?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's very simple. We will gladly leave your establishment, man. We don't want to cause any issue. Every time we've been asked since then, the only time we ever even mouthed back was at Waffle House that night. And that's because she was being such a cunt. And, once the Predator Josh stood up to walk, we walked out. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't know if Waffle House ever felt it, but at least in our circle of people, that Waffle House, like people were like, well, I know never to go there again.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, I had a friend say he was going to go put like a memorial plaque by that rock. Oh, fuck them.
The official Pred catching rock.
Yeah, we actually had a few of their employees comment on the videos. They were like,
Oh, really?
we don't agree with her, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But all right, so one other thing.
Yeah.
Let's back up. In in this video, did a lot of stuff. When we went out to his car, confronted him, asked him plenty of questions, trying to get into his head about what was going on. A lot of things we can talk about. How he said something about in his country, it's fine to have people that young.
Yeah. Fucking.
Not that different of age. But a lot of stuff like that, like that's messed up. Trying to blame that kind of thing.
Mhm.
He begged us to not post the video. That wasn't new, but he was straight up begging us.
Mhm.
But one of the things to me that stood out the most that we had to that you highlighted in the video that we all talked about for a while after that was Jen, when we were outside and Jen even says anything, becomes like a bigger part of what was happening. He gives her the creepy, for a second, it's like he broke character.
Yeah, I'm actually
creepiest smile.
I'm getting a little spine chill about it because I remember I was like, no, you talk to her. And he looks over and just.
Yeah. His eyes lit up.
And we were all just like, the fuck is going on?
What happened there?
And then he gets in the car and he's just like staring at her like. Yeah, it was creepy as shit. I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed it that night because I called him out for it almost immediately. And then Jen was like, yeah, what are you fucking doing? Like, that's weird, dude. That guy took it not seriously at all, even though he's basically begging, almost hands and knees. Sends me a text later praying to Allah that we don't post this fucking shit. So what did I do? I went and reported it to ICE.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Oops. Yeah, so we thought his name was Riyad Hussein. Or no, we thought his name was Ryan Haas. People are saying we're glitching.
Oh yeah, the stream is having like little merps.
How bad is it?
Every so often it buffers for a second, it looks like.
Weird. Must be my internet. Sorry? Anyway, so at the time of the video posting, we thought his name was Ryan Haas. He had told us he was 26, 27, which both of those things to his face, I told him he was a liar. So we get this message. Let's go ahead and bring up the message. Chris Brown, strangely enough, tells us about his real name and says something here that I like to highlight. We're a tight group in the aviation. I already contacted friends of mine at HondaJet North State to make sure he never gets an interview. He was fired, not laid off. He had several altercations with employees and was underperforming. We always knew he's creepy, but you guys proved it. And we got this one. This is also where his name was confirmed, Stephen Christian. So I know Ryan Haas is actually Riyadh Hussein. He used to work for VSC. This helped us more than you will ever know. This message right here really helped me. By getting that information, I was able to then go and find out that he was 45 years old or 46, one of the two. I had it earlier. Yeah, I went to go find all that stuff. And you know, ICE ended up doing nothing. Case in point, the ICE guy contacted me. Department of Homeland Security contacted me about it. They ended up feeling that it wasn't prosecutable. But that's okay, because there's some newness that are happening. Ryan Haas lives in this great city of Greensboro, North Carolina. I don't know if he still lives there. But if I have caught you, or you've chatted with me, and you live in Greensboro, North Carolina, I got some fucking news for you. So, a lot of people tonight have been asking very similar questions. Why have you slowed down right now? Why are you on a break? Well, first of all, we're on a season 1 to season 2 break. That's going to happen. That's happening because we felt like episode 22 is a great place to stop for a season. It was a great finale episode. We have plans. We're building out a little piece of my basement as a studio to make the talking heads nicer. We want to up the production, new logo, improve the theme. We have things that are going to make season 2 different than season 1. But most importantly, we've done 2 catches for season 2 already. But we told you we're going to cut and catch many before we cut the first episode out. Because it's very stressful to be on basically a 4-hour schedule of turnaround of an episode, which is what I was doing every week. It's killing me. 60 hours. Anyway, so here's the news. Here's the scoop. Here's what's going on. We've had the chance to catch 2 to 3 in the past week or more, and we've chosen not to yet. And there's a very specific reason why. We are now in very good conversations and talks with detectives from a neighboring city and from a neighboring county, who we have a meeting with this week, on how we can work together. Not just on future catches, but how we can work on the 22 we've already caught. So anybody that wasn't arrested yet, anybody that wasn't investigated really, anybody who lives in Greensboro, well, we got some news for you. We're coming. We've got detectives that are excited, who've seen all of our evidence and have said nothing but good things. We are quoted as, did I send this to you, Xander, what he said we were?
No.
Okay, let me tell you what the quote was from this detective. Just so you can understand where we're finally getting to. Okay? Give me 1 second, let me find it. We're going to find them all. You guys are really good at what you do. You guys are really good at what you do. Detective. Rob, also with a little update that we wanted to hold out on until episode 13. We the Random says, so no more live catches. That is incorrect. That is not what we are saying.
No.
What we're saying is the detectives have a process. They've asked us to hold off till this week so we can get the meetings in. We have a meeting Wednesday with one department detective situation. And then we have the other department situation that's on board as well, right? So we're basically waiting for them to say, here's what we want to do. What we are trying to do is ensure that we get an arrest at the catch. That's what we're waiting for. If they tell us, here's how we do that, to ensure that there's arrest every time we go to a catch, then that's what we're going to do. And that's why we're waiting.
Procedure.
Correct. And so that's the only reason why we haven't gone and caught 3 or 4 people right now, that we've been putting them off, because I'd rather know for sure that we're going to fucking be able to arrest them then. And so that's what we're waiting on. What a better season. What a better season to
Can
actually
you imagine? Can you imagine for a second the idea of like season 2 once all the episodes are cut? It's like MDF season 2, like 80% arrest rate, like something crazy like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not even like, I don't care about marketing that way, but what I mean is a whole episode where we go round up people we had already caught because we get to ride with the sheriff. It'd be pretty dope. It'd be pretty cool to get some of these arrests live. So there's good things happening. This was supposed to be members only, Sylvia, but Xander was running late, so I ran it public, okay? Normally these are members only. I apologize for all members. I will get you back with a bro job at some point. It's a bro job, not a blue job. It's a bro job. Okay.
So
no homo.
So no homo because the word bro's in there.
That's right. Okay, so let's answer some questions. Rob says, did both of the DeBona brothers get caught? Yes. If you've seen episode 13, you know that that was our first and only actual live on-spot arrest. Thomas DeBona, who was caught trying to meet a young child, who's from a very rich family. His brother was caught last week in Davidson County with a $150,000 bail bond for not only enticing minors to the internet, but also trying to procure cheese pizza. That's the code word.
Yeah.
Cheese pizza. If you don't know what that is, ask your friends. So, we're pretty excited about the fact that they're the only children, by the way. I've confirmed this with Thomas DeBona's ex-wife. They are the only sons. Both of them. Both of them have pending cases now for the exact same shit. Which leads me to wonder, right now with Thomas DeBona, from what I understand, they've been trying to decide if they're going to do it in district court or superior court, which tells me there's more they found on his phone that night.
Yeah.
Which means that case is going to be a big boy too. And they're brothers who happen to also live together. So you tell the story. You know what I'm saying? You fucking connect the dots. There's way more going on there.
Yeah.
The FBI was involved in the DeBona brother. Like
it makes you wonder where that's going to go, because if he's got an influential family, I'm not accusing them of anything, but apples don't usually fall far from the tree, and twice?
Exactly, man. Both kids. What are the chances statistically?
Yeah.
You know, that they're both turned out to be pedophiles. What kind of abuse did they go through as children? Not saying it's an excuse. Sizzo's asked about limited time, such as truckers driving through or pred visiting from out of town. 100%. Go back to episode 14, Jason Hendrickson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. Would MDF do a live catch for pred as a limited time in the area? 100%. Now, whether or not we'd be able to secure what we need to get the arrest on that person at that moment, I can't say, unless we had enough plan time. But will we still do the catch? 100%. Somebody said, how many episodes do you plan to have in season 2? It's a good question. I don't know. But my goal is about 20. My goal is, I feel like 2 seasons a year, 20 episodes a piece feels reasonable. And I know that's such a horrible word to say when you're talking about child predators, but I mean reasonable for the amount of content our team can produce without feeling like we're drowning. You have to understand, there's 52 weeks in a year. If we do 40 episodes a year, that's most of a year. It's not a lot of off time. So that's the kind of the goal in my head. 20 episodes.
And that's not even, and the way we're doing right now, that might not even be all the catches, because some of them might stay alive and never get cut.
And be live only for members, which we have one right now that is from season 1. that never got cut and aired. I will probably do an episode one day where I fucking still, if I ever find out the real name of that guy from that night, I'll do an exposal video. Don't you worry. But until I know his real information, there's no point. Because he ran.
Yeah.
He was a runner. And we let him go because we thought he had a fucking gun on him. And that was the first time the cops kind of told us, like, hey, we don't care. It's basically what they told us that night. We don't care. If you're a member, you can go watch that live catch. It's there. You'll recognize it because I'm wearing a purple shirt. It's the only one we never cut an episode for. Anyway, okay. Whatever happened to the Army Iraq vet who said he checked in on the VA? I feel like I've told this story the past few weeks.
Probably.
He's currently being investigated out of Greensboro. We've been in contact with the ADA out of Greensboro. He had a pending case from before with his stepdaughter that was kind of put on hold. And our catch and our footage has re-strengthened and reopened that case. So I don't have him on my arrest board, even though technically I could, because he was arrested for the first one, and this is being used against him in the evidence. I'm being subpoenaed to court on it. So I guess I technically could call that a third arrest, but I don't know if I want to until we see some actual justice. If he gets fucking convicted, then I'm putting it on the arrest board. For sure. Yeah. For sure. Because she straight up said our video and our evidence is helping secure that. She's trying to get him to take a plea deal for X amount of time in prison plus sex predator list. Steve Kristen, thank you for sending us that information about Riyadh Hussein, Ryan. Just so you know this. Okay, so let me clarify. Why does all this matter? Why does having this detective matter to the 22 catches we already did? Because a bunch of them live in Greensboro.
Yeah.
Including episode 4. Well, he moved to Raleigh. But we now know his real name. We finally know his real name. We'll reveal it to you next week on Conversation with Chris. He's the only person out of the first season we didn't know his real name that was aired. And we finally have it. So that's awesome. So the people that lived in Greensboro. Ryan Haas. Nick Goss. Dylan Parrish. John Jewell. Josh Martin. Give me a second. I'm going through them in my head right now. Hold up. That might be it. Hold on. That might be it. Either way, that's people we actually caught. That actually got caught. All that information has been sent to our new detectives, our new detective friends. So Sizzo asks, does MDF plan to do segments on Rolling with the Sheriffs or perhaps a segment that has catches in the court cases? Yeah, of course. That's what kind of this thing was all about. But also, we're going to do update videos on that shit, man. I asked about recording when I go to the Thomas DeBona case, and the lawyers told me I could not. So my goal is to record before I walk in, and when I walk out, my instant thoughts. So I can start putting that together. I will be present at the court cases. Michelle said she's got to take my bra off and do a fat dab. We have a gilded community where you can share a video of this situation. Because I just feel like that's something we should all be able to see. I mean, I want to pretend. I'm always topless. I show my titties often. I think it's only fair that we get a little titties and dabs. Come on. What happened to the other gay guy who tried to meet up with the supposedly black teen guy? I think Rob, you're asking about all the fucking episodes, dude. This is about episode 3. We're going to get to that.
This is interesting. Let's see. If I'm live streaming and you end up going live with a catch, would you mind if I put your credited feed up?
Yes, you can do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why would I say no to people putting up our live? He's talking about kind of like on Twitch, where you can rebroadcast. Yeah, fucking rebroadcast our shit all day. Fuck yeah. Please. As a lot of people say in our comments, you guys should have more subscribers. Yes.
How are you not bigger than this?
Yes. Like, subscribe, share, help the algorithm go, oh, these guys are fucking doing this right. Anyway, so as soon as we know some more about this whole detective situation, we'll obviously let you guys know. I'm really excited about it. I'm very optimistic. I've sent a lot of the screenshots to the boys, to the team. I'm pretty sure. Xander, what were your thoughts when you saw some of the screenshots I sent this week? Honestly, and you were there for the phone call.
Yeah,
So
no, I was there for the phone call.
tell
Like it's
tell them what you heard, what you thought.
so it kind of felt like um validation. It felt really affirming because like it's imagine you've been doing something for a while and you've been doing it to what you can determine like all those around you you're doing it better than them. You're doing it very well. You're still striving to improve. You're not resting on your laurels and everything and being constantly told it's not good enough, but nobody will tell you why. To finally have somebody somebody in authority who has the right to say so be like, no, those people are stupid. Not in those words, but no, those people are wrong. You're doing it very well. Let me help. Like it's almost like finally getting a parental's approval on your test scores. Yeah. But it feels very good and makes like rejuvenated our hope for the future.
Yeah, man. You're talking about like the one thing we've been begging for. You know, not to talk down on Winston, but we've reached out to the DA's office. We've reached out to the Winston Police Department for the past 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Even before this shit happened with Target that we were not involved in. And they were stonewalling us and giving us no audience. And to finally get some validation from a bigger metro, technically, much bigger metro, who's in. I mean, they're like in.
Yeah.
Like really in.
like it's not just you guys are doing good work. Let me help you out. It's oh yeah, I love y'all's show. Let me help out.
Literally, the quote was set them up and let's take them down.
Mm-hmm.
Set them up, knock them down. So we're excited about the future of what that holds. God, it's going to be so dope. And if not, we'll still keep catching these guys. If it doesn't come to fruition, if we're counting our chickens a little early, if it ends up being the same shit, different day, eventually the people will start going to the media and they'll go, why are there no arrests?
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah, what's going on with this? We've seen the chat logs. Why the fuck aren't they doing anything about this? The people may have to make that change, but I'm saying for Greensboro, I don't think you're going to have to. I think you're going to be very, very happy with what's coming down the pipeline. And as soon as we have the green light on what we're going to do, you'll be seeing our live catches spike significantly. Trust me.
Shoot, you might even see Greensboro detectives basically become characters on the show.
I mean,
so much.
part of what I want to do is do the interviews. I want to interview them too. Yeah, absolutely. Like I want to expand that universe of what's going on behind the scenes. Because, you know, people often try to make jokes like, oh, you guys are like Chris Hansen. Here's the difference. Chris Hansen didn't do the chatting. Chris Hansen showed up. Here's the transcripts, do the interview. I'm the chatter for almost every catch. Nobody has a better understanding of what's been going on from message to catch than me. In the world, it doesn't exist. I am deeply ingrained in the actual conversation. I know what was said, when, and why.
We've only done like 3 that you weren't the chatter,
right? Correct. 2 are Ginger. That's it. No, that's it.
Yeah, so that's like
she's done 2 of them.
5% are not you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's me. I'm the chatter. And that's what makes us different than Chris Hansen. That's the biggest difference. So while Chris Hansen paved the way for what we do today, and I will never not acknowledge that, I believe that in current today, we are the best doing it. And I have no problem saying that. And I know people will say, well, they got fucking 200,000 subscribers and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. Amount of subscribers doesn't mean you're the best. Never has. Never will. Period. Yeah. I think we're the best. I think we have the best chatting. I'm a little biased, but
a little biased, you know.
I also think I'm one of the greatest salespeople. So I believe that by proxy, I'm one of the best chatters that you could have. I know it sounds a little cocky, but I think I've proven it.
Also, beyond that, like something else to consider is I think we've had the best out of any of them community rally around us.
Yeah.
Because like it's crazy to think about, like not only is the community that supports MDF and everything like a huge part of this, and really we wouldn't be able to do it without them, with all their support and everything. We've had everything from people like, hey, I know that guy, here's information constantly, all the way up to people like reaching out to us on Facebook about how can I help? Yeah. Like I want to help with this, what can I do? To like Panther showing up to come meet us to give us a new rig for Dayton's camera.
which is just
Like,
fantastic. Yeah.
like it's not fans. Like it's an actual like backing community that was like is eager to help push us forward to do more of this.
Well, and I'd say when I look at other catchers, the work they're doing is great work, but they're not getting arrests as much. And I'm not saying we got a lot, but we have technically 3 out of 22. Ain't bad, right? Some of them don't because a lot of them push to aggression first. And we run a very different operation, and that's just all it is. And I think that's why with our patients, we've taken some lumps from our local authorities. And I think that patience and that karma we've put out by not down talking them and just moving forward is why we're about to have this great relationship with at least one other municipality. At least. I say that, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot for the future, man. Let me scroll up. People were talking about, does it not let me do it on here? I'm trying to go back up to Tristan. He said something and people were responding to him. The sad thing about arrests is sometimes they don't do much. My child was busted in a child sex sting in December, and he only spent a week in jail. He was an elementary school teacher. Well, that's a fucking shame.
Yeah.
Wow. It sucks, man. Sorry to hear that. Michelle, we were talking about how you should have showed us your brow removal and dab in the Gilded chat where adult content is welcome. I show my titties. It's only fair. Okay. Let's see. The Winston Police Chief is retiring soon. Hopefully you guys will get someone with less pushback. She's retiring, but not really.
Yeah, she's just moving, like to a different.
Yeah,
moving up.
Yeah, Biden picks her as the new U.S. Marshal. So, yay. Let's see. When the family of the Preds reaches out to y'all, what is usually the first reaction from them? It's been mixed, man.
I feel like you reach out to them more often than they reach out to you, though.
Yeah. So what I do is I go try to find them so they are aware of the video. Every once in a while, we get reached out to first. And sometimes they're like, please take this down or please do this. And I just say no. Unless it was egregious or something that I feel like, that's my bad. For example, Nick Goss, his siblings were in his banner on Facebook. And his ex-girlfriend reached out and was like, those are kids. And I was like, you know what? I agree. So I did go back and blur them. And now I pre-blur children or like lock up their faces before I ever go. No, yeah, Jin Saki, you're right. CPP has a ton of arrests. He does great work. Alex has at least 40 plus. Great work. Absolutely true. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about guys for the majority who result to aggregating being aggressive to a child predator and wanting confrontation. I want the interview. And then I want the arrest. So, yeah, you're right. Alex does great work. He's also been into some controversy, which is going to par for the course. CPP is great. He's got a ton of chatters, though. I don't. So he does a lot more catches. His volume is much higher. And that's cool. What he does is great. I'm a fan of CPP's. I'm a fan of Alex's. I'm not knocking those guys at all. I'm just saying most catchers in the game push for aggression first. They want the fights. They want that clickbait. I don't care. I don't want to have to hurt somebody for your entertainment. You know what I mean? Although I will. I don't want to have to. Nah, man. Big fans of Tommy over CPP, dude. For sure. Would love to work with him one day, man. I'd gladly go to fucking Colorado and work with him for a day. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I mean overall. Not just chatting. He doesn't chat. Like, Tommy's not really a chatter, though. See, he's like Chris Hansen. He just shows up.
Yeah.
Tommy's got decoys chatting for him. Alex doesn't chat. He's being given them. Instagram chats and stuff. He's not the one chatting. So when it comes to the person doing the chatting and the catching, I believe we're the best running. Because we're doing all of those things. If that makes sense. Sylvia, we are not taking on chatters right now. There's very specific reasons why. So it's not that we don't want you. We have very specific reasons why. There's things in the works that I can't really talk about. Okay? There's a reason. I promise.
Yeah, don't forget a lot of our stuff is changing and like behind the scenes right now.
And for the better.
Yeah, for the better. But it is changing. For
the better. You have to understand, Sylvia, that these detectives asked to scrutinize every chat log I ever did, including ones that we never caught. So there's been a lot of, like, they're going through everything. to vet me. You know what I mean? So that's why. Sylvia isn't talking about being a photo decoy. She's talking about being an actual chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. For anybody who ever talks to Tommy from CPP or Alex or Skeeter, I'd say from everybody in the game, those three are people I'd definitely be willing to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd even go work with Knoxville. So, I swear there was a guy Pop Squad caught. I think I've seen him before someplace. Oh, I have no idea. Next time I'll send stuff to your work. Well, if you buy things directly from our wish list, I believe it comes directly to my house without giving away my address. I think that's how that works. I've never done wish listing because I've never had an OnlyFans. Although I keep getting asked about it. The answer is maybe. The only question is, oh, Derek, he does? He probably took my advice. He had a decoy who was reaching out to us to decoy who was just really bad at it. And he was like, yeah, I'm one of his best. And I was like, I don't know about that. But I'm glad to see Tommy doing it himself. Good shit, man. Well, then in that case, hats off to Tommy. Let you hold a towel for me. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait, what's going on?
Sylvia said, okay, but let me hold a towel for you or something. What do you mean now? Okay, maybe this isn't a YouTube chat. Now I'm getting a little confuzzled.
Well, they might just mean how much you sweat during catches.
Oh.
Designated Chris Towelboy.
Oh, I was about to say, if I'm excited enough, I can hold the towel my damn self without my hands. It didn't work last time, says Zoe, because I don't think you actually bought it from our list. I think you went and saw the item but didn't buy it from the list directly, the exact one. I think that's how that works. I don't know.
Saint said, when do we get the Whose Line Is It Anywhere MDF edition?
They don't want that. No offense, but I don't know if I have anybody on the team who really could hold up.
I mean, I don't think I do it on your level, but I did do a lot of improv when, not too long
Did
ago.
you? Derek, I'm not talking about Mr. Webb. He's not the guy that reached out to us. We had a guy reach out to us to decoy, and we gave him a shot, and it was not good. Ski ended up playing a round of mini golf with a guy he caught trying to meet a minor. Wait, what's the T here?
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
What's the T, Michelle? He ended up playing a round of golf with a guy he caught? What are you saying? Are you accusing him of staging his catches? Because I don't know anybody who would want to act in that position.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Well, Sylvia, most women have the experience, if they're a girl, of having to have a towel around me. It's a fact of life. Dark sheets are the way. I'm just saying. She said she wanted to be a towel girl.
This is quickly becoming a not YouTube safe chat.
Is it? It gets hot outside catching predators. What do you think I'm talking about?
Oh, okay.
What do you think I'm talking about, you sexual deviant, you? Skeet shot 3 holes with the pred. If the pred won, he wouldn't turn it over. Pred lost anyway. Oh, what a funny. Okay, so it was a gimmick. Got it. Okay.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. We've actually got a couple of gimmicks like that we've been planning out for some catches that we could literally go run anytime. I could go run one of these catches literally any moment I want to. And we have a gimmick planned for it that I really want to do. And so the problem is it's in Winston-Salem. So I don't know what to do anymore. Oh, okay. So the point is he said, if you beat me in mini golf, I won't call the cops.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that's the same shit we had with Diego.
Yeah.
If he had a fight 1 round, 3 minutes in an octagon, we wouldn't report it to the police.
I don't think he ever would have, but it sounded like he almost was about to.
Oh, yeah? So Skeet almost lost? Skeeter had 2 arrests a day before? Fuck yeah, man. Loving seeing that. That's what I'm talking about. Good. I'm glad to see that there's a few catchers out here that are, bumping that professionalism up. That's what we need across the board. We should all want to be more professional in this job. You have to consider this a job. It's a lifestyle, man, and we should all strive to be more professional. Less about the fight. Let the fight happen in court, and then once these guys get convicted, let the fight happen in their bunk. You know what I mean? Let street justice take its toll. I'd much prefer that. As the great meth head of Wilkesboro once told Jeremy Baker, "You gonna get yours in prison, boy. Son, they gonna drag you, run a train on your ass." That's pretty close to what he said. I haven't seen every Catcher Tristan. A lot of them I can't watch. They're boring. All right. Well, I don't think we have anything else to say about Riyadh Hussein, a.k.a. Ryan Haas, the 26-year-old who turned out to be 45, from Greensboro, whose entire folder was sent to my detective buddy as well. Anyway, we're just going to keep doing it the MDF way, the way we do it. It's different than everybody else, and we like that. People seem to like it, so we're just going to keep doing it.
Yep.
With that, we've got the other show in the works, Predator Unmasked. Got that in the works. Baker and Wilkesboro would have got wiped by Country Dude. Well, Baker and Wilkesboro got indicted, so he'll get his chance to see old daddy. He's going to go see old daddy. Oh, daddy. We'll talk more about that when we get to episode 12 about what his mom straight up said to me in a DM the other day. Anyway, any positions open? I prefer missionary positions, to be honest with you.
There we go.
What flavor are you? What? I want to go spread the gospel to places that haven't received the gospel yet. Why are you such a deviant, Xander? What?
Hey, this is my gutter. I live here. I pay rent.
I'm just saying, what better position can your soul have than the missionary position that you take? You know, I'd like to take a nun with me, maybe 2 nuns, go down there and have a missionary position. It just sounds good to me. We'll get a little closer to God. Today I'm vaping on a weird one. It's lychee cherry blossom raspberry from Free Noms. It's a very interesting, eclectic flavor of mixtures. I wasn't here for an explanation of Predator Max, but please tell me it's the Masked Singer. It is not. It is not. Predator Unmasks, we did not explain what the show was.
No, we're letting people guess right now.
Yeah, we never told you. Somebody wants to know if that's a McCree figure in the back. I think you have to say Cassidy.
The figure says McCree.
Is it a McCree figure?
Yeah, it is. There's a. Let me see if I can reach this from here.
Coach Stone versus Petrie? Stone. Stone versus Snow? Snow. Snow is the best coach we had in high school.
Lucio fell down.
Well, Frank, I hope you continue to spread the message that Riyadh is a piece of shit, and hopefully he can't find a job in the area. If you make sure you spread it around to the aviation again, just so they don't accidentally hire the guy because the manager doesn't know about it. Anyway, I'm pretty good. I feel like we did enough diving on the behind the scenes of 3. Next week we'll talk about Alex, aka Brisk, the only Predator we don't know the real name of. Until now. I'll tell you what, having a friend who's a detective helps. I sent him that license plate, and within 2 minutes, we had a full name.
Here you go.
So, all right, I'm done. Wrap us up.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us on today's deep dive into Riyadh Hussein, the real name of catch number 3. Join us next week, Sunday at 8:30, provided we don't have another catch, as we deep dive into Alex, a.k.a. Brisk, find out what really happened, and talk about, was he really all there?
Maybe we'll get a little philosophy update from him.
A little bit of philosophers.
That's right. That's right, buddies. All right, babies, we love your faces. We're going to see you on the next one. Stay tuned to the channel. Whether or not we have a live catch this week is up in the air, but just know that we can go run them whenever we want. We have plenty. I'm just waiting on a green light from a detective. That's literally it. And then you'll know why. All right, babies. We'll see you next time. Stay subscribed. Join if you want to. Tell your friends and family. Get that algorithm up. Michelle, I better see you in Gilded